You were telling me at my house that you are going back into the studio, correct?
Yeah, and I didn't feel too good that day when we recorded that song, as you can hear in the end. Few problems with all the other personalities, but yeah, we're getting ready to go into the studio the 18th of August here with King Diamond, and it'll be a brand new album. It's going to be very raw, there's no doubt about that. This one here gives me very much the feel of the old album Abigail we did, you know, music-wise and lyrical-wise. It's going to be some of the heaviest we've done, that's for sure. It's getting pretty occult again, you know. It's dealing a lot with voodoo in Louisiana, and also includes exorcism, and it's getting pretty heavy.
Are there any authors that have maybe influenced you, or authors that have suggested some of the, you know, ideas or areas that you've touched upon?
Well, definitely, you know, but lately, you know, the last couple of years, I doubt that I've read a book, except for, you know, I've been reading up a lot on the subject of voodoo, you know, but the last couple of years, I haven't really had the time to sit down and enjoy a book, you know.
Yeah, you've been touring a lot.
I really used to do that a lot. I used to read a lot of Stephen King's books and Dean R. Koontz, and my favorite writer was an English guy. I haven't seen him release a book for many years now, but it was a guy called James Herbert.
Oh, sure. You know what? He just got a new one out.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it just came out like this month.
Oh, man.
James Herbert, sure, the Rats and...
Yeah, the Shrine and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The Survivor and, oh, yeah.
In England, James Herbert is like Stephen King in America, isn't he?
Yes. I've got all his stuff, you know, and I think, to me, you know, he's the one that appeals the most to me, but, you know, of course, there's many writers that are killer, you know. It's his way of, you know, when you read his books, you know, there is no 20-page build-up before you get the first little shock, you know. You'll get it on page 1 or page 2, you know. It's like boom in your face, and the way he explains when these action sequences, you know, I often have to just put the book down and I sit and stare out in the air and like... wow, I have to just absorb it, you know, one more time for myself, you know, and then you can go back into the book. It really hits hard, I think.
Yeah. Now, have you read Clive Barker at all?
I've read some of his stuff, yes.
Yeah, he's a decent writer. He kind of put a new perspective on things when he came out.
Oh, yeah. Well, he knows what he's doing. There's no doubt about that in both movies and books, you know.
The last time we had you on, you were discussing that you've had some ideas for a film, and obviously with your busy schedule, like you told me, it takes a long time.
You know, especially with both bands going on the road. You know, it's not going to happen again because you can't really. It would look silly, you know, if like we released 2 albums again and the bands went out on tour together. Even though we only did it in Europe, you know, that was a one-time thing. You know, it's not going to happen again.
Now, you and your wife and your 2 cats live in Texas. What made you locate yourself in Texas?
Well, you know, I've always liked Texas when we've come by touring, you know, and my wife is from here, you know, so I didn't have a problem moving here, and now I really like it, you know, I really like it a lot. It's kind of the most relaxed feeling I've experienced in when you talk about major cities in the U.S., you know. I lived in Los Angeles for a year and a half. I couldn't really get to terms with that, you know. Hollywood, you know, for me, and I come from this tiny little country called Denmark, you know, and things are so laid back there, you know. So it was just too much of a difference, you know.
Now, what about films? You have a very theatrical side to your live show and to your music. Are you a big horror film fan?
Yes, I am.
And The Exorcist, the classics, or?
I actually watched The Exorcist again. Probably no more than a week ago.
Yeah, I watched The Exorcist and The Evil Dead last week, so I got a full dose.
Watched Angel Heart. You know, I have a bunch of movies here too, you know, and sometimes I get them out and watch them again, and you discover new things all the time. Especially those movies that are deep, you know, that's not just splatter and gore, you know, but those that really have some content, you know. It's good to watch them again, you know. A movie like The Hunger with David Bowie, and it's probably, in my opinion, the best vampire movie ever done, you know.
Yeah, well, and if I could just be Purian for a second, the lesbian scene with Catherine Deneuve and Susan Sarandon, yes. It gets 4 stars from me, my friend. And now, what are your cats' names? Because I have a cat named Lucy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I've just become a new cat owner.
Okay. Well, we do have 3. We have one that's called Juju because of, you know, that's the African word for magic. And we have a black cat that is called Magic, and we have a white cat called Ghost.
Now, is the decor in your home, does it suggest that King Diamond lives there, or is it pretty mellow?
I would say you'll be able to see I live here.
Are you a collector of artifacts on your travels?
Well, I do. I don't get too much myself because it's so hard to bring back home when the tour is over and you get on the plane and you realize, hey, I've got way too much here.
Right.
I usually never do that, but I've managed to get some nice little things. There was a person in Mexico City that came up to me and gave me a little stone warrior that was original from the Aztec temples there outside of Mexico, and he said that those are so hard to get by. There's nothing left anymore now, and what is there is in museums, and if you come across something, you're not even allowed to take it out of the country.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fringe benefits of your job.
Genuine or original stuff,
We're going to go to the phone and talk to Dawn, I believe. Dawn?
Hi.
Say hello to King Diamond.
Well, hello, King Diamond. We're very pleased to meet you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very good. A couple things we'd like to say to you, I guess. First, make a movie, please. Very excited about that.
There's a couple of our stories that would be very fitted, and I can guarantee the new one would do. It would scare the pants off you.
I wanted to play another tune here. We're talking with King Diamond. Dawn, are you familiar with the album Spider's Lullaby, which blew me away when I first heard it?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, this is the Poltergeist. You want to give us a little background on this song?
Yes, that's something I have experienced.
All right, from Spider.